So in class today, we have been learning about the Industrial Revolution, and we have learned that the Industrial Revolution didn't just affect one small part of the world, but it ended up affecting many different parts around the globe, affected a lot of different areas. We started our class by watching the two videos that were on historychannel.com. And so the first video really kind of gave us a picture of what it was like pre-Industrial Revolution into the Industrial Revolution. And so with that, what we learned is that something as simple as your wardrobe that a person wore every day, they only had one or two shirts, because doing farm work, like many people did pre-Industrial Revolution, they didn't have much money to spend, and then to make a shirt, it wasn't like today where you just go to a store and buy one. You had to get the cotton, you had to get the materials, you had to have someone that knew how to stitch it together. It was a lengthy process. So to have 2 or 3 shirts in your closet, you were doing really, really well in life. So then, like we learned in the video, this changed that with the Industrial Revolution came the spinning wheel. So people could have the materials and a spinning wheel, and they could mass produce shirts so fast, to where they could make them and sell them, and people could have multiple shirts at one time, and they could do it at a really affordable cost. Then second, we watched the next video on historychannel.com about steam engines. This also really changed travel for people. It changed how mass production could be moved around the world by steam engine. And so that really was a huge game changer in our world, from how people traveled and moved goods pre-Industrial Revolution to when the Industrial Revolution started. Like we talked about after those videos, the Industrial Revolution was from the 18th to 19th century, and it started in Britain. It moved its way over to America, to New York, and to bigger cities in America. We touched on the spinning machine and steam engines, but we also went to the Smithsonian's website, and we were able to see a couple different pictures there. So there's a couple that I wanted to pull up here and show the class. This right here is actually a picture that we have of a spinning wheel that was actually used in like a factory where you would sit and you would make clothing all day. And then we will go back and look at this. We can also see where there's a sewing machine that the company is talking about. Pre-Industrial Revolution, it was $55, and then in the Industrial Revolution it was only $19.50, because it could be made in a factory, mass produced. Therefore, the cost of the machine to make it, the labor was less, so someone could own this and have it in their home and make clothing for their family. One other picture here that I have is of New York City. This is a newspaper article of them getting a subway system with the Industrial Revolution. So that was a big change there also. So we see a lot of changes happen. A couple other things that happened that still affect us today were working conditions. Because at this point they just needed people to work in the factories and mass produce these things. And then also families were moving from farm work and rural living into the cities to be able to work where all the money and all the jobs were. But with that, it wasn't just the parents that worked, it was the kids that went to work also. So we see even today in our world child labor laws that came from things that were happening in the Industrial Revolution. It was very, very harsh working conditions. The factories weren't safe, the factories weren't clean, and children and adults were forced to work several hours without any kind of water, food, air conditioning. There was no cleanliness, so people could be breathing in dangerous, harmful things. So there was a big change there too, from life before it was farm work to now it's in a factory. So with that, our next activity that I have here for us, we're going to play a matching game that I created on Kia. So that's an activity that we're going to use. And we have 4 different things, which are steam engines, mass production, farm work, and spinning machines. And what I want you to be able to do is, when I say the item, I want you to be able to tell me whether it is pre-Industrial Revolution or if it is Industrial Revolution. So we'll start out with steam engines here. Would that be pre-industrial revolution or industrial revolution?
Industrial. Pre.
Steam engines? You were correct that it is industrial revolution. Oh, sorry. It is industrial revolution. Sorry, I had this incorrect. And then we look here at mass production. Was mass production industrial revolution or was that pre-industrial revolution? Which one is mass production?
Industrial.
Let's see. It's because I clicked the wrong way. Okay, and then the next one would be farm work. Was farm work industrial revolution or pre-industrial revolution?
Pre.
That is correct. And then the last one is going to be our spinning machine. Was the spinning machine industrial revolution or pre-industrial revolution?
Industrial.
That is correct. So you got all the answers correct. So now we will move on to our next item in the lesson.